Liverpool's cooking up their first blockbuster of the slot era. And yeah, it's deadly serious. Osimhen is in their sights. Man City, pretending nothing's happening while De Bruyne's walking out the back door. And PSG's already circling like sharks. Antony, once written off as a bust, is suddenly Betis' golden boy. And Atlético are ready to burn 75 million euros for him. And Barça, no mercy. Fati's getting cut loose. No hugs, no goodbyes. Just gone. All that and plenty more chaos in today's episode. Hit that like button, 300 thumbs, and we're back tomorrow with more brutal truth from the transfer front. Paris Saint-Germain are ready to blow up the transfer market, again. And this time, their target isn't just anyone, it's Manchester City legend Kevin De Bruyne. Can you even picture it? According to El Nacional, the French giants are making a move for the Belgian maestro, right after De Bruyne announced he's leaving City at the end of the season. 10 years, 6 Premier League titles, FA Cups, even the Champions League. This guy didn't just play for City, he defined an era, and now his contract runs out on June 30th. And that's it. Kevin's looking for a new challenge. Most people figured, okay, he's off to Saudi Arabia. Easy money, ride into the sunset, right? But no, De Bruyne is not in a rush for oil cash. Sources say he still wants to make noise in Europe at the top level. That's when PSG jumped in. No hesitation. They're reportedly offering a 2-year deal, and honestly, that move makes perfect sense. Think about it. PSG are in full rebuild mode. Young squad, fresh faces. And who better to lead that locker room than 33-year-old Kevin De Bruyne? Sure, he's had a rough season, injuries, dips in form, but come on, even on one leg, he's better than half of PSG's midfield. PSG need experience, players who won't crumble in the Champions League knockout rounds. And De Bruyne, he's got it all. Quality, leadership, charisma. I wouldn't be surprised if this deal actually happens. Kevin still has fire in him. He wants to end his career with a bang. And this could be the perfect final chapter. What do you think? Can De Bruyne lead PSG to that long-awaited Champions League trophy? Or are Paris about to waste big money? Again, drop your thoughts in the comments. Erling Haaland could leave Manchester City this summer. That's not just some clickbait headline. El Nacional dropped the bomb, and this time it's not smoke, it's fire. The Norwegian beast, he's had enough. Just look at City's latest results. This guy didn't come to England to get smashed 4-0 by Spurs and scrap for 4th place. He came to win the Champions League. That's the whole point. Remember those whispers? If City miss out on top 4, Haaland's gone. Well, it's starting to look like more than just gossip. He's already circling the job market, but wait. He's got a contract until 2034. You'd think that locks him in, right? Yeah. No. A 9-year deal in modern football is just wallpaper. Golden cage, same bird. If Haaland decides he's done, what's City gonna do? Force him to stay? Please. If someone meets the release clause, that paper's getting shredded in seconds. And even if he stays, what if he just checks out mentally? Picture this. He's injured, or form, or just bored. Sitting on the bench, cashing £30 million a year because, hey, it's in the contract. That's not commitment, that's dead weight. Let's be real. If Haaland leaves, City fans will feel betrayed. And who could blame them? They've sung Blue Moon, bled Sky Blue, believed in the project, but deep down, we always knew. Alf Inge Haaland dropped hints from day one. City's a stepping stone, not the end goal. And Haaland's camp? Let's just say they're not exactly shy. Rafaela Pimenta's successor has been dropping Real Madrid vibes for months. Yes, Mbappé might complicate things, but this is Real Madrid. When they want someone, they find space. Meanwhile, PSG and Bayern are already waiting. Champions League football guaranteed. No maybes, just offers. So, here's the £1 million question. Should Haaland waste his prime fighting for 3rd place, or pack up and chase greatness elsewhere? Yeah, someone will call him a mercenary, but let's face it, players move on. Always have, always will. And fans are the ones left bruised. My call? If City don't finish in the top 3, Haaland's gone. No drama, no goodbye tour. Just, thanks lads, tab closed, fresh club opened. Could be Madrid white, could be Bayern red. City, your stars are already planning 2026. Better wake up before it's too late. Tottenham are back on the hunt. And guess what name's back on their radar? That's right, Randal Kolo Muani. The same French striker PSG paid £77 million for. But now, his price might drop like Spurs' defence in December. According to Give Me Sport, Tottenham are ready to pounce if Juventus decide not to extend his loan. And over there, it's chaos. Motta's out, Tudor's in, their league form is shaky, and missing out on the Champions League is very real. Money, tight. Kolo Muani, already benched, just like in the Genoa game. And here's the big question. Why did Juve even bother taking him if they had no plan to buy? They've already burned £5 million just on the loan. No option to buy, no long-term plan, just vibes. Genius, right? That's where Spurs come in. Even if Postecoglou gets replaced by Iraola, Tottenham's attacking upgrade mission is already in motion, and Kolo Muani in the Premier League, that's fire. He can play central, wide, with pace, movement, pure dynamite. I genuinely think he's the type of forward Spurs need. Direct, versatile, dangerous. When Son disappears and Richarlison goes ghost, Kolo Muani can be that spark. If PSG are ready to sell at a discount, grab him. He's 26 in his prime. And if it finally puts some pressure on Richarlison, even better. But here's the catch. If Spurs start doing that classic routine, oh, it's too expensive. Oh, we don't know who the coach will be, they'll blow it. Again. So what do you think? Would Kolo Muani tear it up in the Prem, or are we about to see another top striker wasted? Antony, the Brazilian tornado, has just blown up La Liga. He landed at Real Betis on loan from, well, you know where, Manchester United. And what happened? He tore it up. The guy's been one of the standout players of the season, no question. Lightning speed, silky footwork, goals, absolute bangers. And in big games, he turns into a monster. Betis fans love him, and he's giving that love right back. And now, guess who's knocking? Atlético Madrid. These guys know talent when they see it, and they're already preparing an offer. 45 million euros up front, plus 30 million euros in bonuses. Could hit 75 million euros total. You just know Diego Simeone is rubbing his hands. Young, explosive, high-potential forward? That's a dream signing. But here's the twist. Antony's not just passing through at Betis. He loves it there. And now, he's actually asking United to extend the loan with a buy option. That's basically a love letter to Betis. He's saying, I feel at home here. I want to stay. So, what does Betis say? It's complicated. The loan was only for one season, and they know losing Antony now would be a disaster. They're playing it smart, saying, it all depends on negotiations. But let's be real. Antony holds the cards. He's got a choice. Join Atlético, fight for his spot, maybe play Champions League, or stay where he's thriving, adored and starting every week. But there's one catch. Is United just trying to cash in? 75 million euros is big money. So don't be surprised if they accept a lower offer just to get the deal done. Atlético? Yeah, they're the front runners. That's clear. But what Antony decides, that's the real story. So here's the question. Who actually wins in this transfer? Me? I think it comes down to the player's happiness. Let him choose with his heart. And hopefully, he chooses right. Ansu Fati is officially done with Barça, period. The kid everyone called the next Messi, the golden boy with the number 10 shirt, is now packing his bags. No more hope under Flick. He's ready to bounce this summer. And honestly, can you blame him? 187 minutes played this entire season, just 8 substitute appearances, and 0 chances to truly shine. Nothing since January 4th. This isn't the bench, folks. This is football purgatory. But here's the kicker. Fati didn't quit easily. Back in January, he had 4 solid offers. Ajax, Dortmund, Porto, even Besiktas. What did he do? Turned them all down. Because Ansu, stubborn and driven as ever, decided he'd stick around, fight tooth and nail, hoping Flick might finally notice him. And what was Flick's response? Absolute silence. Ghosted. Seriously, every time Barça hyped their training sessions on social media, Ansu was nowhere to be seen, like he'd been photoshopped out. Honestly, this feels like a straight-up slap in the face. The guy trains hard, puts in the hours, and still nothing. Not even a courtesy 20-minute run in the cup. Rumours now say Fati's mentally broken. He feels like a total outsider in his own club. And who can blame him? This isn't fighting for a starting spot anymore. It's a fight for survival. Think about it. 16 years old, exploding onto Barca's scene, becoming their symbol of hope, and 6 years later, begging to leave. They hyped him as Messi's successor, gave him that iconic number 10 shirt, and now a £200,000 a week contract until 2027 on Lewandowski and De Jong levels, but literally no playtime. Seriously, what's the logic here? Sure, Barca needs to balance the books. His wages are a budget killer, but pushing out a homegrown talent who genuinely wanted to stay, that's not strategy. It's a sign of a broken youth system. Injuries happen, we all get it. But that's when you step up and back your player, not just ignore him and move on. Right now, Fati isn't just down, he's stuck. Less than 200 minutes in an entire year, this is reality check territory for anyone dreaming, I'll prove myself to the boss. Ansu needs a fresh start at a club that'll truly back him, where he'll get chances, trust, and genuine support. Premier League? Bundesliga? Anywhere but this toxic situation. If you believe Ansu Fati still has a bright future ahead, smash that like button and show the kids some support. Now, here's the million-dollar question. Can Fati still bounce back to elite-level football, or has that train already left the station? Personally, I've still got faith, just not in a Barca shirt. Konaté's agent bangs his fist on the table and goes, "We want double." And no, he's not kidding. If Liverpool want Ibrahima to sign a new deal, they better be ready to pay up. Big time. Yeah, he's not Van Dijk, we get it. But he's no random bench warmer either. The guy's solid, strong, getting better every season. And honestly, right now, he's one of the few actually holding that defense together while everything else is falling apart. So here's the situation. Liverpool's board has a puzzle to solve. Either give him the money or sell him this summer while there's still time. His contract runs till 2026, which means they can still cash in, but wait too long. We've seen how that ends. Remember what happened with Trent. Real Madrid already have a spot saved for him, and Liverpool could end up with nothing again. And honestly, just give Konaté the raise and extend the deal. This isn't charity, it's an investment. Is he the best CB in the world? No. But is he dependable? Absolutely. And in the Premier League, that's exactly what you need. Plus, have you seen the market lately? Prices are blowing up like Bitcoin in 2021. Wages are going through the roof, agents are getting more demanding, and that's just how it is now. So why shouldn't Konaté ask for his fair share? Because the alternative? Way worse. Let him run down his contract, get to the last 6 months, and he's gone for cheap. Then what? Liverpool are back to patching holes in defense. Again, be real. If Van Dijk leaves and Konaté gets sold too, who's left back there? Who's leading the line? So here's my take. If Liverpool don't extend Konaté now, then in a year or two, they'll be rebuilding the defense from scratch, all over again. And yeah, it's gonna feel like déjà vu. Have you noticed how football transfers these days often steal the spotlight, sometimes even more than the actual matches? That's exactly what's happening right now with Liverpool and their reported interest in Victor Osimhen. The Nigerian striker is absolutely tearing it up this season on loan at Galatasaray, and trust me, the Reds have definitely noticed. At first glance, it might seem like just another typical loan deal, right? But Liverpool have actually been tracking Osimhen closely for a while now. Something big might be cooking behind the scenes. Personally, I think Osimhen could be a fantastic signing for Liverpool. At 26, he's at the perfect age to explode onto the Premier League scene and start banging in goals from day one. I mean, have you seen this guy's numbers? He's already scored 28 goals for Galatasaray this season alone. He's not just a striker, this man is a goal-scoring machine. But of course, transfers aren't always simple. There's always someone with sky-high demands, isn't there? Rumour has it, Osimhen initially asked for a salary so massive, it practically gave Liverpool's execs a heart attack. Come on, Victor, did you think cash just grows on trees in Merseyside? But maybe a year in Turkey has brought him back down to earth. Hopefully, he's realised it's better to settle down at a top-tier club like Liverpool instead of hopping around on loan. If Osimhen can lower his wage expectations, Liverpool would land exactly the kind of forward Arne Slot's tactics desperately need. The Dutch coach absolutely loves versatile players, and Osimhen has proven he can score goals anywhere. Italy, Turkey, Nigeria, you name it. By the way, speaking of interesting stats, did you know over 80% of viewers regularly watch videos like this but never hit subscribe? Pretty crazy, right? If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, it really helps us keep going. But let's get back to business. At the end of the day, it always boils down to money. Until Liverpool and Osimhen's agents work things out, we're all stuck guessing. Can Liverpool convince Osimhen to tone down his demands? Is Osimhen ready to swallow a bit of pride for the chance to shine in the Premier League? If you ask me, I'm confident this deal will happen. If everyone involved can be reasonable, expect to see Osimhen lighting up Anfield this summer. Believe me, Liverpool's attack will be unstoppable. For now though, let's keep a close eye on these negotiations.